This skill alone can help you grow your business by increasing website traffic, social media followers, customer engagement, and most importantly, sales. Does that sound like something you might be interested in? All right, then let's get started. If you're a beginner copywriter, it's important to know what copywriting is. It's just selling something using words
Come again?
and putting those words nicely together in such a way that it prompts the reader to take an action. Am I an expert? Yes, I am. An expert guitarist, that is. Not an expert copywriter. But I know some stuff, from creating content and ads for social media marketing clients for my agency, as well as for my photography business to get clients as well. But don't worry, it's not rocket science, and it is a skill that you could definitely learn because I started from zero. And now I'm at like at least 10 or 20 by now, yeah. So don't worry, you're in good hands. So here are the 6 copywriting tips for beginners that will help you start off on the right foot or the left foot, whichever one you step with first. Tip number 1, master short form copy before long form copy. You want to be a better writer, but you don't know where to start. The best way to improve your writing is by practicing it more often. But how do you practice? By writing short form copy. So what is short form copy? Well, it's anything that isn't long form content. This includes anything from short paragraphs on a blog post or a website, one sentence tweets on Twitter, and those Facebook status updates that's about 140 characters or less. According to writecure.com, short copy is original promotional content that creates the most impact using the least number of words to a targeted audience. At its core, writing good short form copy comes down to being concise. Your goal should be to get the point across as quickly as possible without sacrificing too much meaning in the process. When you do this well, your readers will thank you for saving them time. Short form copy also helps you to develop the skills that are essential for long form copy. And the best part is that it takes less time than long form copy. It's perfect for when you need some quick feedback on your work or just want a break from the longer pieces of content. Just start with simple social media posts using one idea and putting it together in just 1 to 3 sentences. Don't put too much thought into editing and rewriting, etc. I think you'll get better over time when you develop your short form writing style. And that's all there is to it. It doesn't really matter so much if what comes out isn't perfect, because this exercise is about getting used to the process of writing quickly and not worrying too much about perfectionism. Your goal should be quantity over quality, which will lead to improved quality later on, as well as increased confidence in your abilities as a writer. Tip number 2, create your archive of swipe files. You obviously want to be a better copywriter, and copywriting is an art form. It's not really something that could be learned overnight. It takes time and practice to perfect, but there are simple things you can do to get started on the right foot. One of those things is building your own swipe file. A swipe file is a collection of phrases or sentences that have been cut out from other pieces of writing in order to use them as inspiration for future projects or ideas. They're like cheat sheets for writers who needs help coming up with fresh content. In there, you should find everything from headlines, taglines, and lead paragraphs all the way down to the individual words that will inspire your creativity when you're stuck on what should come next in your piece. There may be somebody that you follow on social media that has engaging, quick posts, and you can get ideas from that. So this swipe file will help you build your library of phrases, sentences, words, and any ideas that can be used in any type of content. It also helps with getting into the habit of using these types of phrases in your own work. Now, achieving this goal on these swipe files will allow you to create better content faster and more efficiently than ever before. And it doesn't have to be difficult or time consuming either. Just start collecting snippets from other sources like blogs, articles, books, then organize them into categories so they're easier to find when needed. Tip number 3, focus on your customer, not yourself. Because keep in mind that copywriting is the art of persuading people to buy your product. It's not about you, it's about them. Copywriters are often told to focus on the customer, not themselves. But what is the difference between focusing on your customer and focusing on yourself? And how can you do it in practice? You need to know who they are and what they want before you can write anything that will persuade them. The best way to do this is by listening closely and asking questions. Ask yourself, what would my customer say? Or how does my customer feel about this? This will help you understand their perspective so that when writing, your words come from a place of empathy rather than egoism. The best way to understand this principle is by looking at an example of when someone focuses on themselves instead of their customers. Let's say I am writing a sales page for my company's product and I start with, I'm so excited about our new product. That statement has nothing to do with why people would buy it. It doesn't address any problems or needs they might have. It just talks about me.
Is this bad? Is this bad?
This type of self-focused language will turn off most readers because it lacks empathy and understanding for their perspective. Instead, start with something like, you're probably wondering. Here we acknowledge the reader's point of view before we go into our own thoughts about them, which makes us more relatable. What you can do to get started with this is take some time today to think about your customer and write down just 3 things that they might be feeling right now based on what you know about them. For example, they're worried, they feel overwhelmed, etc. And then use that piece as a starting point for your next marketing content or email campaign. Step number 4. Spark curiosity to get attention. Good copywriting is all about getting people's attention. It's not enough to just write something that sounds interesting or even seems like it might be interesting. You need to grab their attention and hold on tight. And if you can do that, then they'll stay reading your words and maybe even take some action. But how do you get someone's attention in the first place? Well, there's a few different ways. But a proven way is to spark curiosity. Curiosity is an emotion that makes people want to find out more about what they're curious about. Ask questions, make statements with a question mark at the end, or giving some kind of hint for what will happen next. But don't tell them yet. Anything that will make someone wonder what happens next. That way, they'll keep reading until they find out. Tip number 5. Spend more time researching than writing. You've been working on your copywriting for hours and you still can't get it right. That's because you're not spending enough time researching. Researching is the key to really good copywriting. You need to know what your readers are interested in, what they're looking for, and how they think. The more research you do, the easier it will be to write something that resonates with them. You need to understand your customers' pain points. What drives them? Why would they even want to read your ad? What's in it for them? Lead with that. So spend some more time researching than writing and see how much better your work becomes. The best way to do this is actually by reading other people's work in your industry. What this will do is help you to understand what are the words that are most effective at getting customers interested in buying something from that company. Because you also have to know who's competing for the same customer's attention and what they're saying. Then you have to determine how to do it better or different by showcasing the benefits of your own offering. It also helps if you know how to write well-crafted sentences that make sense and have a point of view, which comes from good research as well. Tip number 6, use artificial intelligence to create amazing copy. What if I told you that I had the ultimate copywriting tool that could save you a ton of time, help you end writer's block for almost any type of content piece, and it costs you literally $0 to try? Well, I have something that you might be interested in. And if you combine these copywriting tips for beginners with this amazing artificial intelligence tool, you will be setting yourself up for a massively successful start. Try that tool out for free, and if you use my link in the description below, you get an extra 10,000 credits for free. So it's important to remember that writing is a skill. It takes time and practice to master. So have you ever tried any of these before? Let me know in the comments below which one that is. And if you haven't, which one are you thinking about trying first? If you thought this video was helpful, then you're going to want to check out this video next, where I talk about a marketing tip that is usually overlooked that would help you to grow as any small business or local business. So see you over there.